Okay. I remember being in Axiom Studio. You guys were recording a song together. Is that correct?
I do recall, but I don't recall the name of the song, but it was something that whatever Kenny needed, I was able to represent and help out.
That's cool. So, as a person, how do you remember Kenny?
As far as a person, energetic, very optimistic about hip hop, really a lover about the music. He really seemed to be happy about organizing the music, and that was kind of reminiscent of what me and Mike went down on Long Island in college radio, and he was actually doing it a few years later. So he kind of reminded me of part of Mike from what we was doing about 6 to 7, 8 years earlier.
True. He was actually like my best friend, one of the first guys that I met when I came from the Bronx to Tampa. And
I remember we played some pickup basketball games down at St. Pete.
yeah, he loved the ball. He loved the ball, and he loved your music. And I'm a big Public Enemy fan myself, and he used to play your joints all the time. So like once again, I'm gonna ask you because I might have missed it. How did you guys meet? How did you guys meet again?
We met, I think, during the tour, but also I would read his name as far as the contributors as working on radio, and he played our songs. So, I mean, I would always go into a place and look up people's names who actually was working college radio, because I came from college radio myself, and that's what I recall.
Okay. One question that I've always wondered, and I've ran into you and a couple of times. I ran into you at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you gave a keynote speech on Tupac, and at USF we ran into each other again. And I mentioned Kenny, and your face glowed. You started to glow. And that hit me, because me and Kenny were real close friends, and I appreciate you taking the time for this interview. If there's anything that you want to add, I know that you're busy, please do so. And if there's anything that I could do for you, let me know.
Well, I mean, with Kenny was a trooper as far as the music. I mean, he was really about it, and this is what gave him happiness, and this is what allowed him to have. To have happiness to give, and I remember that, he was very optimistic about the music, and that's something that wasn't always true about everybody, but to this day, it's like, can you just be optimistic of what the music can do and give, and that's what Kenny actually exhibited.
Absolutely. I mean, he's become an iconic figure in Tampa. We look at Kenny sort of like our Bambaataa here, sort of like we would look at.
I was really kind of like when I heard that he was sick, it was kind of like really startling to me because up to that point I didn't know of too many people. When you get older, you start hearing of people having certain illnesses, but he was one of the first, and I was like, wow, what can be done? And it was really kind of like, people felt helpless,
Yeah, it's a shame. I got some newspaper clippings here I'm looking at as we talk. I want to know, how did you get the information? Like, who contacted you? If that's private.
I don't recall.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
No, it's been a minute, but when I did get the news, it was troubling, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, even to this point, and I know this is on the record, but I forget to this point what was the exact illness right now. I blocked it out,
What it was like a blood disease, right? And he needed a I believe a kidney transplant. And the sad part about it was that he didn't have enough money, so we had to do fundraisers with a Digital Underground and get money together. And Dwight Sheffield, people were donating money. By the time that the money was available, it was pretty much too late. He had went into a coma, came out the coma, went into the coma, I believe, and then passed on. And the crime of that was that finances is what led to his death. You know, because had the money had been available right away, he would be, you know, alive right now. You know, you guys would have probably did a song. Me and him would be just chilling out, you know, drinking Kool-Aid. He loved Kool-Aid, and he loved to take 7-Ups and mix them and do crazy concoctions. You know what I mean? But, you know, because, you know, we didn't have the funds, and he didn't have the funds for that, a man died. A black man died. You know, and that in itself is a travesty that, you know, our society would let people die, you know, just because they don't have money. You know?
Yeah, that was kind of, you know, that struck kind of hard.
So, I'm gonna shut this off for a second and then talk to you for a minute and let you go. All right? Thank you, Chuck, but don't hang up yet, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, peace.